How important are the opening lines of a novel?
Not much.
I think they're very important.
It's not like a novel is a reel, right? That it needs an instant hook.
The very fact that a novel is not like a reel, I think it's all the more important to rope the reader in because you're asking the reader to go through 250 pages.
A good first line is a promise.
Yeah.
The rest of the story is how you keep that promise.
Yes.
If you keep a simple line to begin with, it's a simple promise, easier to keep.
Yeah, you're saying under promise and over deliver.
Yes.
There are novels which open with a bang and they keep the promise. For example, Orwell's 1984 begins with, "It was a bright cold day in April and the clocks were striking 13." The very first line disorients the reader. You know that something unconventional has happened.
To counter it, Ernest Hemingway's Old Men of the Sea.
It's a great,
Classic.
Yeah, great
Classic.
novella.
It begins with there was an old man who went alone in the skiff to fish. And he had gone without catching one
Yeah.
for 84 days.
Yeah. So Hemingway has placed the number 84 very strategically in the opening line.
Still, it's a simple
Yeah, relatively.
start.
Yeah. So there's a novel by Ian Banks called The Crow Road, and the opening line of the novel is, "It was the day my grandmother exploded." The line has instant shock value.
Booker of the Booker. Salman Rushdie's Midnight Children. How does it begin? I was born in the city of Bombay once upon a time.
That's rather plain
Yeah.
for a book of that stature.
Another classic. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Simple opening line. Simple.
Sometimes the opening line set the mood for the entire novel. I'll state the example of Anna Karenina. It has this most memorable opening line ever that all happy families resemble one another, but every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. The opening line is so important that it laid the foundation of Anna Karenina principle.
So to counter that, if this line was placed anywhere else in the novel, would it have not become the foundation of this very principle? So it's not always important where the line is positioned, as long as the story delivers.
But why would a writer who's
Yeah.
written this entire novel not write a grand opening line?
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
There's an urge to start
Yeah,
big,
yeah.
right? But that is not the determining factor for whether or not, a novel stands up to
Like
the story.
you're saying, if you don't judge a book by its cover,
Why
then
judge it by its opening line?